So let's discuss the syllabus for prompts. This is one of the items we were going to do in the Zoom meeting on Monday morning, but we all know what happened with that Zoom meeting. So here's what you need to know. The basic information is on here. Here is my contact information, which you'll see over and over again, and you can text me or call me on my cell. There's no guarantee. I'll try to get back to you in 24 hours. Most of the time I can answer your texts right away. Emails, sometimes I'm kind of busy. So 24 hours is the guarantee. I have office hours. You need to schedule your office hours with me. You can see me before and after a class on a Zoom meeting. I'm there early. So if you come 15 minutes early to a Zoom meeting or an online meeting, you can talk to me there. If it's something that you need to talk privately about, we can schedule a time. Tuesday nights, I'm online at 7:30. That's Coffee with Tim. You'll see slides on that. So the rest, here's the learning outcomes and objectives. This is what comes out of the course catalog on this class. We'll balance props. We'll take the props apart. We will work on prop governors. We'll look at lubricants. We'll measure blade angles, tachometers, and then the last part of the class is engine indicating systems. So stuff like tachometers, oil temp sensors, those things like that for engines. That's in here. The program learning outcomes, if you go to this website, CSA Bank, and go to outcomes, you can find the outcomes for the entire AMT program. The textbook, I'm primarily going out of the FAA H8083, and that is the free FA book that's on Blackboard. So we'll mainly be in Chapter 7. The last 2 weeks will be in Chapter 4. Okay, the AC 4313 is the main document that we use through our whole AMP. Now, attendance policy, we're going to talk about attendance several times, but as far as labs, this time, this is a hybrid class. So you have some lab work. You guys know this. We have some lab work and we have some classroom work. A lot of the classroom work will be online. In fact, it'll all be online, the class stuff. So some of these things are left over from the old way that we did things. If you miss a quiz or a test, that I've got a different policy. I'll talk about that here later, but there's a penalty. It's a 10% reduction if you take a quiz late. And then you've only got certain times to get this stuff in. This attendance policy is mainly for the in-person, and we're going to talk about that again here in just a second. Online class meetings are very important. So if you've got childcare issues or you got something like that, let me know. Send me an email. Just tell me. You don't have to tell me, everything, but you can just say I got this issue. But you signed up for this class, and this class was scheduled for a certain time. The online meetings are going to be at those times. A couple other things to talk about on online meetings. Cincinnati State policy is that you don't have to turn on your camera. If you don't like having your picture on the screen or something like that, that's fine. In fact, I recommend that we turn off cameras. In the beginning, for most of us, it's fun. It's good to see everybody. But once we get going, our bandwidth is better if we're not streaming as much video. The second thing is that you don't have to turn on your mic. You can use the chat function and all that stuff. The third thing is there's some people that don't want their name posted on that. If you want to use an alias, tell me what that alias will be. I don't want to turn this into, junior high to where we're putting funny names or obscene names or anything like that for our things. If there's some reason that you have a reason where you don't want, Zoom will allow you to use an alias, use a John Smith or whatever, but that is Cincinnati State policy. So let me know what you're doing because I need to know who you are. But anyway, that's one of those policies. So you don't have to be on camera, and these will be recorded. I'll be saying when I'm going to record. I'll say I'm getting ready to start recording on the Zoom meeting. So we'll let you know. but you can maintain some privacy there if that's what you want. Okay, the grade criteria. A is 90 to 100, B is 80 to 89, C is 70 to 79. You guys can read this. Below 60 is an F. So for the total grade, here's how I calculate it. Midterm and final are worth 30% of your grade, so 15% each. Quizzes and tests, quizzes, I call them quizzes, 20% of your grade. Discussion boards, when you post on a discussion board, that's going to be 20% of your grade. And there's a rubric. The rubric is a grade card. That's how it's going to be graded, right? We're going to talk about that here in a second. Discussion boards is 20% of your grades. Worksheets, labs, blogs, wikis, everything else is 10%. Late assignments, attendance and participation. So late assignments, we're online. You've got to stay up with us. I know that there was a lot of problems last semester with people. Even if you work extra hours, you got to find this someplace. This class requires a certain number of hours, and you got to find someplace to do the work. Now, I will give you some time to get this stuff in, but most of this stuff, you've got a week or you got 2 weeks, and then you can hand it in late, but there's a late penalty. And on the blogs and assignments, discussion boards, things like that, if you're a week or less late, it's 10%. If you're 2 weeks late, it's 25%. If you're over 3 weeks, it's half your grade. And the reason is, in the aviation industry, we are on schedules. We have to get things, airplanes depart on time, and there's time schedules to get things done. You can't wait until the end of the semester and do, anyway, I don't want to preach. But you can't get 15 weeks of work done in the last week and a half. It's a disaster. And in the aviation industry, we have to plan things. We plan schedules. We schedule maintenance on airplanes, and we've got to fit in there. It's very important. Okay, so can I miss a final exam? Well, if there's a good reason, then yes, but it's a 10% penalty. It's because everybody else had to take that on time. All right, and that exam has to be made up within 7 days of the original deadline. If you're in a car wreck, something like that, we'll talk, right? But this is that rule. If you miss a quiz deadline, so like if I give you quizzes, I'm going to give you a week to get that quiz in, and after that, it's going to be a 0. It'll be a 0 for the quiz, all right? Because we've got to stay up on this. Okay, here's the rubric for late assignments blogs. That's what I was talking about earlier. If you miss a discussion post or a blog, 5 days, I said 5 days here, 10%. More than 13 days, 25%. More than that, 5 days. Up to 13 is 25%, and more than 20 days that's 3 weeks. 3 weeks late, that's a 50% penalty. All right, now let me explain this. There's a grade, a participation grade and all. So on your late activities, I count how many assignments you handed in late, right? This is an easy score for most people. You turn stuff in on time, it's an easy A. No more than 10% of your assignments late. That's an easy A for that portion of the grade. I think it's 20% of your grade. Here's the rubrics for discussion boards will be posted. I'll post these on here. Okay, here's the needed software. One of the things you need to do, actually, most of the Zoom software, I think, is it's free online, but you log into your Cincinnati State account and click on, I think you click on Students, and then you click on the section on, I think it's Tools and Software or something like that, and you down at the bottom is the information on Zoom. You need to activate your account. We all have free accounts with Cincinnati State for Zoom, so these class meetings, it's all free. The Blackboard app, I recommend that. Now, as a backup for Zoom, we may go to Blackboard Collaborate if Zoom's not working. I'm going to come up, I'll have a plan with that, which I'll share with you. Okay, let's talk about no-show. This is important stuff. Okay, online class. You have to show up. You have to have activity in this course in the first 2 weeks, or Cincinnati State drops you from this course. If you don't turn in an assignment, you don't come online, you don't do an online meeting, you don't hand something in, you're dropped. So I'll try to follow up with anybody on that. Now, the other thing is that non-attendance. Let's look here. If you miss 20% of a course online, Cincinnati State policy, and it's our policy too, because we're the aviation department, you miss 20% of the course, that's a failure. You can be administratively withdrawn. We'll basically say you're done. So we've been real lax with that. Before I do this, I'll have a discussion with you, but you got to keep up. Just keep up. You got to find a place to fit this work in every week, and you got to keep up. Try not to get behind. Now, this withdrawal, of course, if you're going to withdraw, okay, maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's not, but it's worth having a conversation before you just go and do it, right? Email, college communication. You have your Surge Mail account. That is a primary way that I'm going to communicate with you in this class. So you need to check that 3 times a week, right? And you need to check it on Sunday, preferably Sunday at 6 o'clock. Why? Because if something changes with labs, you'll get the latest information. You won't have to drive in on Monday or something like that. If you're supposed to come in on a Monday or a Tuesday, it tells you what's going on for the next week. You want to check this often because, especially with COVID-19 going on, if somebody was to get sick and we have to suspend some classes for a week or two, you want to know. You want to know before you drive to campus. Information Technology Help Desk. We have a help desk. So if you're having computer problems, call these guys, and they're there. There's the 569-1234. Okay, academic and integrity. Cheating, plagiarism is, like I say here, Tim's comment on plagiarism. Plagiarism, cheating, and other crimes are bad news on wheels. You can get kicked out of class for plagiarism. You can fail an assignment, or you can just get completely kicked out. One of the big warnings, and I'll give you guys some warnings on this, but blog posts, if it says that you're supposed to have it in your own words, or even discussion boards in your own words, means that you need to put it. You can't cut and paste. Cut and paste can be plagiarism. All right. We have an Office of Disability Services here. So if you have some kind of learning issue, and we've had a lot of really smart people who have had some learning issues and you would never even know. These guys will help you, and they will not only help you, but they will work with me, and if we need to make some accommodation, that is no problem. Disability Services will hook you up. Title IX prohibits sex discrimination, and there's a reporting system if you are a victim of harassment, sexual assault, or something like that. And it's right here in this syllabus. Here's the additional support services. There's a tutoring service over on main campus, a writing center, a math center. They can all help you. And then this last thing is a link for the COVID-19 information page for Cincinnati State. And that is it. So after you have this syllabus thing all worked out, you need to take the syllabus quiz, and you need to pass the syllabus quiz with 100%, and it will magically unlock the rest of the course.